Interesting story, but we're gonna start by praying. So everyone, bow your heads, close your eyes. All right, let's take some time. Okay, Lord, we just thank you for this time where we can meet in your presence. Lord, thank you that you are for us, God. Lord, for all the promises you have for us. Lord, that you love us, Lord, and you're with us, Lord. Lord, we thank you that we have all that we need, God. We might not have what we want, but we have all that we need, Lord. You are our provider, and we can trust in you. God, help us to realize that when we encounter you, we get change. Change happens, Lord. And God, we just give you everything today. Lord, we give you our worship. We give you our praise, Lord. We give you our attention right now in this moment, God. Holy Spirit, we ask, would you come and teach us by your word? Teach us what you want us to learn in this story. We ask, would you just come and have your way in this place? Have your way in this place, Lord. We love you and we thank you. Everyone say?
Amen.
Amen. Very good. All right, today we're going to talk about Zacchaeus. Pastor Philander. We're going to talk about Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a tax collector, okay? Who knows what a tax collector is?
I don't know.
Okay, let's say who has a store, who has a business. Their parents have a business, like they sell purses, they sell clothes, they sell coffee. Samuel.
Or food.
Very good. So what they'll do, in that time, they'll go to the stands, or they'll make them come to you, and they'll keep note of how much you make. All right. So they'll say, this month, how many lempiras did you make? Like, oh, I made 5,000. Like, all right, well, you have to give me 500 lempiras. That's your taxes. They in Spanish, they're impuestos. You've heard those before?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Those are taxes. Joseph, fix your screen, please. Come on, bud. Thank you, my bud. All right. So that's what tax collectors were. But tax collectors were known for saying, well, guess what? Right now, it's going to be a little more. And so instead of 500, it's 800 now. You have to give me 800 lempiras. And he'll give the 500 to the government, and 300 he'll keep for himself. He would rob people. All right? There was no mercy. It was all about money. The focus was money. And it wasn't correct. It wasn't good. It was just money. Not good at all. And so that's what a tax collector was. They were not liked. If you were a tax collector, you were probably hated by a lot of people. You had money. You could buy whatever you want. And maybe you had friends who were tax collectors who were rich, and you'd be rich, but you were not liked by people. Daniel?
Sir.
Yeah.
Remember last year, like we do something of the history of David and Goliath. They were paying taxes, and the one that killed Goliath was gonna have to handle the princess.
Yeah. They wouldn't have to pay taxes. And so you had to pay taxes. Whatever. We have to pay taxes now. Honestly, people have opinions about it. I don't think it's that big of a deal, because this is in the States, we have to pay 10% or 8%. Taxes.
How many money is that?
So, for example, if I make $100, 100 lempiras, I have to give 8 lempiras.
$8.
Yeah, if I make $100, I have to give $8, which isn't that bad, to be honest. I don't think it's that bad. It's not that big of a deal to me, because I can help support my country to. That's what your country does it right. Taxes help your country, unless they steal the money. Okay, we're not talking about that. Okay, so
hi, Mister.
Hi, Luis Mario. Welcome back to class. Welcome to class. A little late, but welcome. All right. So that's what Zacchaeus did. We're gonna read about Zacchaeus right now. Okay. All right. All right, Jesus and Zacchaeus. Let's have Joseph. You read for me. Your mic. Can't hear you. I don't know, my dude. Does it have a button on the thing? Can't hear you, bud.
Yes.
Jesus entered Jericho and made his way through the town.
Joseph, we can't hear you, man. Can't hear you.
Joseph, we can't hear you.
I don't know what happened to your mic, man. Try unplugging your headphones in again. Nothing.
Now, yes, we may hear you.
I can't hear you, bud.
Now, yes.
There we go.
Yes, now, yes.
Now, yes.
All right, Joseph, go
Okay,
for it.
okay. This 19 Jesus is because I tell you my these things doesn't function a lot. Verse 19. Jesus entered Jericho and made his way through the town. 2. There was a man there named Zacchaeus. Can you say me that, Mr. How I huh?
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus.
There
He
you go.
was the chief tax collector in the region and he had become very rich. He tried to get a look at Jesus, but he was too short to see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree beside the road, for Jesus was going to pass that way. When Jesus came by, he looked up at Zacchaeus and called him by name. Zacchaeus, he said, quick, come down. I must be guest in your home today. That's all. Or I continue, mister.
We'll have Luis Mario. Read from there. Luis Mario. All right, Caleb, you read from there.
Verse
6.
Hi, Mister. I come
6.
back. Sorry, I was doing something.
Zacchaeus quickly climbed down and took Jesus to his house in great excitement and joy. But the people were displeased, and he was known to be the cause of the natural sinner. They grumbled. Meanwhile, Zacchaeus stood before the Lord and said, I will give half my wages to the poor, Lord, and if I cheated people of their taxes, I will give them back their times as much. Jesus responds, salvation has come to his home today, for this man has shown himself to be a true son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and save those who are lost.
Very good. All right, so this is the story of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a tax collector, and from what Caleb read, was he a good guy or a bad guy? Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
I don't know, mister.
I know,
was
mister.
writing something.
I know, mister.
Samuel.
A sinner.
He was a sinner. So does it mean he was a good guy or a bad guy?
Bad guy.
He's a bad guy. Everyone turn on your cameras. Thank you. Joseph. He was a bad guy. He wasn't a good guy. He cheated people. He robbed people. Okay?
Yes.
Just, I'll
But
give
now he became rich.
to the poor, Lord. And if I cheated people on their taxes, I'll give them back 4 times as much. He had a lot of money. For him to say, I'm going to give half my wealth to the poor, and I'll give back 4 times from those I've cheated, which means that he's stolen from. Give me 1 second, guys.
Mister, do you got your coffee?
I'm not gonna say it.
You said that like a week ago.
Okay. Sorry, I'm helping out Edwin. Okay, so he robbed people. He cheated them out of their money, which means he just took more than he should have. And so that's why he said he would give back 4 times as much. Tax collectors were hated. They were not liked. All right. So the fact that Jesus was going to go sit with him made people upset. They weren't happy. He's going to go be a guest of a notorious sinner. Everyone turn on your cameras, please.
In this one, I may not turn it on, mister.
You're right,
Only Joseph and his Mario.
Okay. Don't turn it off again, Luis Mario. So they weren't happy that he went to go be a guest of a sinner. They weren't happy at all. They thought, you know what, he's probably not going to be what we think he's supposed to be. He's probably not who we think he is. Like, wouldn't he want to be with, like, the high up people? The people who think they're important, like the Pharisees and the religious people? Why would he want to be with the sinners? But what did Jesus say? Let's look again. What did Jesus say at the end? His purpose was. Luis Mario, read verse 10.
Verse 10.
Yeah, down here at the bottom.
For the Son of Man came to seek and save those who
are lost. So the Son of Man came to seek and save those who are lost. So that's why he went to his house, is because Zacchaeus needed salvation. He was living a bad life. He was robbing people of their money. He was being mean to the poor. He was a bad guy. He was not a good guy. And so that's why. And so it's important that he has an encounter with Jesus. But okay, let's just look at it. All right, he's probably heard of Jesus before. He's got his eyes fixed on this man that crowds are surrounding. But he's short, so he can't see. So he climbs a tree. But then Jesus sees him, and he goes to them. He says, I'm going to eat at your house. I'm going to be a guest at your house today. And so he's happy because he's like, oh my gosh, this is like Jesus, famous guy. And all it took was one day. And Zacchaeus changed. Have you ever seen people who are stingy with money? Who knows what the word stingy means?
I don't know.
Like they don't like giving it out. They're very...
Like one story we heard last week.
Yeah, like the rich man. Very good, exactly. The rich man. He didn't want to give it out. But now we see the difference between the rich man and Zacchaeus. The rich man didn't want to give his stuff away, and Zacchaeus had a moment with Jesus. Jesus tells him what he has to do, and he decides. Or did he decide, or did Jesus... So he sees that Jesus is different. Something's different about Jesus. And it motivates him to want to give half of his wealth away. And then to give back 4 times as much to the poor. Would he have done that if he didn't have an encounter with Jesus?
No.
Do you think he would have given half of his money to the poor if he didn't have a moment with Jesus? We didn't talk with Jesus?
No.
So what can we say happens when we encounter Jesus?
We do things.
What's that, Mo?
We do things.
A little louder, I can't hear you.
We do things when
we do things. Or we what?
We change.
We change. Very good. That was the word I was looking for. But good job. We do things, Samuel. That was exactly right. Good job, Diaz. We change. We become different. Well, I can tell you in my own life, I used to be, I'm going to tell you the truth. I used to be angry when I was a kid. I punched the window one time because I was angry. I was furious all the time. I would just small things would make me mad, and I was just irritated, and I just was mad, and I was just angry and all that stuff.
And then you get grounded.
Then I get grounded. I get in trouble. I remember I used to fight with my mom and my sister at home. My mom would have to hold me down to control me. That's how angry I was all the time. You guys think I'm an angry person now?
No, you only
No.
drink coffee. That's it.
That's because I had an encounter with Jesus. But listen, everyone told me I was going to be exactly like my dad. My dad was angry.
Yeah.
My dad was abusive. So they said, you're going to be like your dad. But that just shows when I had an encounter with Jesus, I changed. Like Dios said, I changed. And I started to do things like Samuel said. I started to go to church. I started to invest in my own relationship with God, look for my own relationship with God. And that's what happens when we encounter Jesus. Things change. So if there's something that you don't like, I don't like that when I get angry, I say bad words. Or I don't like that I get jealous of people so fast. Or I don't like that I feel insecure, that I don't feel I'm supposed to be who I'm supposed to be. Look for Jesus. Because what happens when we have an encounter with Jesus?
We change.
When we encounter Jesus, what happens, Caleb?
Caleb.
Yes,
What happens when we have an encounter with Jesus?
we change.
We change, all right? And that's what happened with Zacchaeus. He had an encounter with Jesus and he changed. Radically, he gave half of his wealth away and he was giving back money to the people he cheated. He couldn't have done that on his own. That was all Jesus. And look at my life. I couldn't have been a missionary.
Yeah, that's true.
Too focused on.
But you end up being a missionary.
If you wasn't changed, you will not. We will not gonna
If you
know who
didn't
you
know
are.
about Jesus, Mister, if you came to Honduras to do something, you will beat us up.
Yes, you.
But I didn't even
Yes.
think I would get to the point to come to Honduras. If Jesus didn't step into my life and call me to be a missionary, call me to be different, I don't think I'd be a missionary in Honduras. I think I'd be in a much worse place. Right?
Yeah.
But that's what happened. Right?
Can I
So,
tell you something?
what's that?
Mister, a game we play, Luis Mario, Joseph, and me, we play a game, and sometimes when we play, and some people play the game, right? So when they get eliminated, they rage a lot. They destroy their computer, phone, they destroy everything.
Do you like people like that?
No.
I don't like people like that. I like people when
They destroy their almost part of their house.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Of his gamer room.
All right, let's go ahead and answer these questions. All right, so we have our first question. What was his job?
What was Zacchaeus' job?
Yeah, what was Zacchaeus' job?
Steal the things of the others.
No, that's not a job.
That's what he did, but what was his
But that's not a job. I don't know how it's the word.
Let's go back to it.
Yes, let's go back, please.
Go for it. There's the text. Who can find it?
Chief tax collector.
Tax collector. Very good. So now
Tax collector.
let's write that down. Oops.
He said tax collector.
Tax. I'm gonna take it out. Bold. Tax
collector. When was?
And why was that not a good thing?
Because he steal the people.
He steal money from the people. Did the people like him?
No. Okay. Mister,
Yep.
We need to copy that.
Yeah, of course you have to.
next,
What?
next.
All right.
No, miss.
All right, I'm gonna give you one. What did he do to see Jesus? Dios
He gave the house of his things.
to see Jesus. He couldn't see him because he was short. Dios, what did he do?
He was a guest.
Jesus was the gift. But what did he do, Zacchaeus do, so he could see Jesus?
I don't remember.
Let's read it. Dios, read it for me. Verse 4. Verse 3 and 4.
He tried to get a look at Jesus, but he was too short to see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree beside the road, for Jesus was going to pass that way.
All right, so what did he do?
He climbed a tree.
And a fig tree.
Mister,
Yep.
here's my father.
Pastor.
You're asking hello, and he didn't answer.
All right. Number 4. When Jesus went to his house, what did he say he would do?
He will be the guest of
Well,
Zacchaeus.
Jesus told him he would be a guest. But what did Zacchaeus say he would do? Who knows?
Okay.
What?
Jesus went to his house. What did Zacchaeus say
Here.
he would do?
Samuel, read it.
I think I know what it is.
Verse 8.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Zacchaeus stood before the Lord and said, I will give half my wealth to the poor, Lord, and if I have cheated the people on their taxes, I will give them back 4 times as much.
Very good. So what did he say he would do?
He will give half of his wealth, and he will give the money he stole to the people 4 times.
To the people he cheated.
When he encountered Jesus, what happened? He changed.
We change. Very good. When we encounter Jesus, we change. If we need to change, we need Jesus.
Yes. Okay.
All right, so that's it, Marit. So we have finished dropping it down.